Listen, if one of your loved ones has recently caught a misbehavior report, I'm the guy you should call. I know Directive 4932 forward and backwards. That is the governing authority over all hearings in the state of New York Department of Corrections. I do prepare arguments that will preserve appealable issues that would go to CORC for a tier 3 level offense, the highest of the 3-tier system. I have gotten a lot of people reversals. I have gotten a lot of people victories at the hearing level. So if you are looking for someone that can help you out, listen, these lawyers, some of them are good. Some of them are really good. And they're lawyers, they get the big check because they went to school, passed the bar, they did their thing. Now, I've never went to school to be a lawyer. I've never passed the bar to practice law, but I do have 17 years and 3 months of experience with hearings. I've probably had about 24 misbehavior reports in my time of being in the state, and I am undefeated against tier 3 misbehavior reports. Just very briefly, in Collins Correctional Facility, I'm sleeping in my bed. I hear, Graham, C15 bed, come to the hallway. I go to the hallway. It's like 15 officers. They tell me, turn around, put my hands behind my back. I put my hands behind my back. I comply. They escort me. I ask no questions. My experience taught me to not ask no questions. Just wait for the paperwork to catch up to the etiquette of these people. To keep a situation from becoming a hostile one. When this happened, they took me to the box. They said that I was intending to incite a riot. In fact, the misbehavior report stated something to the effect that I was on a walkway. I pointed at a CO, put my hand in a picture-taking gesture, said click, click, and then start screaming, rise up, and we're going to do this at 12 o'clock to approximately 40 incarcerated individuals on the walkway. I'm like, wow, I'm in my dorm sleep. I never stepped out of the dorm once this day. And respectfully, officers wear body cameras. Every time you walk out of a dorm in Collins Correctional Facility, the officers were mandated at this time to have their body cameras on, right? So I'm like, I know I'll beat this ticket effortlessly. So what happens? I'm sitting in the box, and they're at the time food service administrator, who got promoted to being a DSS, Deputy Superintendent of Security. He's doing my hearing, and he say, Graham, he stops the tape in the middle of the hearing. Graham, listen, I'm the fairest hearing officer you could have got. He said, I'm not going to really give you nothing crazy, he stopped the tape, so he didn't believe that nothing was still being recorded. So I'm like, wow, nothing's being recorded. Then I look over to the wall and realize that it's a microphone, M8, and a camera, CS13, inside of the room with us. So although his camera that he had the access to stopped, that camera was still recording. So what did I do? I baited him. Well, sir, what would you give me if I just pled guilty and accepted it? He asked me, well, what do you want? I said, I would like nothing. I'm innocent. I never stepped outside this day. I'm being retaliated against because of my role as the incarcerated liaison committee president and what I'm doing in this facility for the rights of the incarcerated. He said to me, well, Graham, I was thinking giving you 90 and suspending 30. And I was like, but I'm innocent. He said, I don't know if you're innocent or guilty, but just because of this type of ticket, I got to give you something, man. This goes completely against procedural norms. And I knew this. So I said, well, sir, I can't accept that. So let's just continue the hearing. Now, what he did was, it's called predetermination of guilt, meaning that you've already found me guilty in your mind before the evidence has been presented, which is a due process violation for my rights, a constitutional right? So I let him talk. We complete the hearing, right? When I tell you I picked them apart, and this man still gave me that same exact 90 days with 30 days suspended, I picked them apart. But what he didn't count on was me going back so before we left out the room, I told him, I said, yo, listen, why don't you just dismiss this whole situation? You know what I'm capable of. I'll leave it all alone. I won't file no lawsuits. I won't file no grievances. Y'all already had me in this box for about 20 days. Just let me go back to my cell. For those who don't know, the box is solitary confinement. You locked in about 17 hours out of the day. He said, Graham, no problem, man. Listen, you could do what you got to do, man, with a smile on his face. I was getting FRP visits. That's a Trello program with my wife and my daughter, right? I told him, I begged him. I said, yo, this is putting my family's, ties in jeopardy. He didn't care. So what did I do? I went back to my dorm. I went back to the box cell. I called my wife. I told her what occurred. I told her to write a letter to the governor elaborating that all of this stuff was caught on M8 and C13. In less than 20 days, my misbehavior report was reversed and I was out of the box. But just an example of the games that these people play. They don't care. They don't care. They want you to honor these uniforms and these suits, but they disrespect them. You will never receive my respect being disrespectful. So, like I said, if any of your loved ones need somebody who's a beast with the defense of misbehavior reports, reach out to the boy D Graham, because I've been at their throats.